Hello, everybody, and it's absolute carnage to start the Saturday Superstream. Sorry, I'm a minute late. I was just taking in a 97th minute winner from Luton against Bournemouth. So, look, let's get straight into it. Brilliant start in the Championship, with obviously all respect and apologies to Bournemouth fans. But what a finish in that game, 3-2 at the Kenny. I just wanted to catch the end of it, and Cal Naismith bends one in with his left foot with literally in the last phase of the game. We say it so many times on the watch-alongs, don't we? We say this is the last phase. We look at the stoppage time. We know the ref's going to blow when either the ball goes dead or the ball gets cleared. And Naismith bends it in the corner with that stoppage time ticking down. Incredible start to the Superstream. Say hello, get your comments in, all of that good stuff. Check in. We're going to be next here for the next couple of hours. But obviously, big developing story. We'll talk about that at Luton because Blackburn have won already and Bournemouth have lost. I got a lot of very sarcastic answers to my poll I put up. Who will be top by the end of the weekend? And obviously, for Blackburn to have gone top, they would have needed a bigger goal swing than they had. But at the moment, it's all very, very much tighter than certain people on my Twitter feed expected it to be. So look at that. Bournemouth, 49 points. Blackburn, 49. They're going to be staying exactly where they are on those totals. Fulham could go past both of them. So by 5 p.m., Fulham could be at 51 points. Let's have a look. Look at that. 3 defeats in 5 for Bournemouth. And there it is, and there it was. Incredible stuff. We'll just go through the goals real quick. Lloyd Kelly, own goal. Then Luton had a second goal disallowed, rightly, for offside. But it seemed to have been that maybe someone might have been looking at a monitor, and the referee and linesman chatted for 75 seconds, apparently, before that was disallowed. So I'm sure that one will get tongues wagging and already has done. Alan Campbell then drives in the second before half-time. Bournemouth get it back to 2-2. Look, Marcondes and Rogers on 51 and 78, but then Naismith, 90 plus 7. Absolutely sensational stuff to start the day in the Championship. And absolutely sensational is really the only way we can describe Blackburn at the moment, isn't it? I said, didn't I? I said in the preview, Blackburn are going to show us what they're made of. A winning streak ends, a draw happens. Do they then go on a not winning streak? No. They've won the next game. Joe Rothwell with the only goal in the second half. You can see Ryan Niambi was sent off 15 minutes from the end, and they have gotten through it. So one more time, let's just have a look at that table. Sorry, it's not a clean table. Blackburn are highlighted on it, but that won't do you any harm. Look at the top 3. If Fulham were to draw against Bristol City, we would have 3 teams tied on 49 points at the top of the Championship. What a start, everybody. In the Premier League, Manchester City 1, Chelsea 0. I've just very sarcastically tweeted the Championship, the only place for a competitive title race or something like that. I can't remember what I wrote. I was too giddy on Luton, but my God, guys, have a look at this in the Premier League. January the 15th, Manchester City are 7 points clear of Chelsea. Okay, were Liverpool to win the 2 games in hand, they would go to 48. 13 points clear, excuse me. Were Liverpool to win the 2 games in hand, it would then be 9 points clear. Sorry, I can't add up today, can I? They'd be on 8 points clear. There you go, 7, 8, 9, and 13 all in the same sentence. Cal Naismith's made me giddy, everybody. So, yeah, not the most exciting title race in the Premier League. But we love the Championship here, don't we? Right, so much to talk about. I'm at 6s and 7s. We've started the Superstream with complete carnage. Incredible stuff. Right, let's say some hellos in the chat. Liam, Tom, Ewan, Robert, Peter's a happy Luton fan. Anir, Lenny, Blackburn 1-0. Absolutely. Have we got that on the ticker? Yeah, we have. I'm not being corrected already this early in the day, am I? Jake, welcome. Hamza, George, Leeds 2021. George saw the Luton score. Blimey, incredible stuff. Amazing win by Luton. Anything is possible with players like Cal Dean. He has had a good season, hasn't he? Cal Naismith. I think he's a shoo-in for their player of the year there, unless Adebayo gets to 20 goals or something. Phil, welcome. Sam, David, Ian, Jake, Hamza. Luton Town with their resources are incredible. Yes, yes, they are, aren't they? Cardiff destroyed Blackburn, says Matthew. Just couldn't find that goal. Blackburn are on the run, aren't we? Scotty, up the Rovers. Don't get your hopes up for a Fulham draw. Let's just whack through these comments. What else we got? Hi, Dave. Luke, think we were unlucky against Luton from a Bournemouth point of view there. Cody Drama started for Cardiff already. Ian's watching on his phone. Why is it that humankind, and I include me in this, it's impossible to have internet the second you move into a house, isn't it? Spurs Arsenal postponed. Paddy didn't enjoy watching Chelsea Man City. You should have watched Bournemouth and Luton, shouldn't you? Worth Peanuts high, Nat high, Lucia high, up the Hatters indeed, Lacapone high. Brian, credit to Rovers from a Blackpool fan. Well said indeed. Cham, welcome along. Great game. Missed the championship. All our dearly departed fans said him. All the Leeds fans, the Brentford fans, the Norwich fans, the Villa fans, Watford, they all say they missed the championship, don't they? Ben, welcome along. Casually recovering from losing my voice. Do you know what, Ben? I always say leave your bias at the door. I didn't celebrate the goal, but I did let out a shriek. I'm literally sat here ready to, commit to that being the final score. I've got the monitor on here and I'm like, they're not going to score. And the cross went in, didn't it? And then they kind of didn't get it clear. And you could just tell, I think that the whole of the watching audience, as Naismith stepped inside, was like, oh. And yeah, Shaylee called up, what are you doing? You haven't started filming yet, have you? But yeah, amazing. Yes, Cal, what a finish. Paul watching both games. We nicked that one against Cardiff. Got to watch that beauty of Naismith. Brilliant stuff. Bottom of the Premier League should be interesting. Yes, going to be interesting today, Ewan. We'll get on to all of that. Right, have we said hello to everyone? Grey Fox, it's all for the taking for Fulham. He's totally right. Everyone beating up on each other now. Can Fulham go past? And also, can West Brom try and find their way back into the race? Oliver at home with COVID. Brutal. Well, I hope you're okay. It's almost a case now, if you are okay, Oliver, get it ticked off, get the antibodies and move on with your life, hopefully for your sake. J-Lo. Yeah, great stuff. And I love the attitude of our subscribers here. It's round of applause, Luton from pretty much everybody. Terrific start to the day. Right, shall we get into this? All the games are ticking along down the bottom. We'll try and preview everything as best we can and get your thoughts as we go. Sorry, such carnage to start the show. I didn't say, please hit the like button wherever you're watching. That does really help us out. Hit that like button right now. It is more important that you get your comments in, obviously, because we need to hear your opinions on what is going on as it's happening. But it really does help us. I'm just seeing, I haven't seen the goal, actually. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne. What a player he is. It's strange, De Bruyne. I saw him play in the flesh for the first time this season. He's not actually that elegant when you watch him. His running style's interesting, and he's like disproportionately right-footed when he wants to be, and he like takes stuff with the outside of his right. But he's just an incredible player, isn't he, De Bruyne? He's. I remember thinking that was the Manchester derby I saw him in, and Bruno Fernandes looked far smoother in terms of just on the eye, but De Bruyne obviously is just ridiculous. I'm just seeing him bending in the winning goal and probably ending Chelsea's title tilt there. Right, let's have a look and we'll show you what we've got on in the Premier League first. Don't worry, guys. We'll move through quickly. We'll just do a little bit of a focus on our dearly departed teams, particularly as it pertains to Watford. I'll just highlight them there. So we've got 3 p.m s. Newcastle, Watford, which we'll take a huge eye on. Remember, Watford are one of our dearly departed teams. Norwich versus Everton as well. Norwich are another of our dearly departed teams. The other game is Wolves v Saints. Villa, another dearly departed team, will play at 5:30 against Man United. Let's just have a quick look at this. Give me your views on Newcastle Watford if you want to in the chat. So look, Chris Wood makes his debut for Newcastle. All eyes on him. So Dubravka in goal, Trippier in as well. Charles Lascelles done it. St. Maximin, Fraser and Wood and Joe Linton and Shelvey, who's hardly the most defensive of players. I know he sits deep, but he's all about pinging the ball about Longstaff as well. So I think we're going to expect goals in the Newcastle-Watford game, aren't we? Let me know your thoughts. Foster in goal for the Hornets. Ngakia, Cathcart, Samir, that's a debut. Kamara, that's a debut. Kayembe, that's a debut as well. Sissoko, Kritschka, Dennis King, and João Pedro. So look, 3 new faces all in. Samir, Kamara, and Kayembe all starting for Watford today. Opinions, get them in. We want to hear from you in the chat. Let's see what sort of team Norwich have put out. They are playing Everton today. We'll have a look at the table actually as well. Do you know what? Let's look at the table first, just as it pertains to Norwich and Watford. So a win for Norwich over Everton could take them out of the bottom. No, actually it couldn't, could it? So if Norwich won, they would go to 13. But they, oh no, okay, yeah. So Norwich need a draw between Newcastle and Watford. They would both go to then 12 and no. So am I right in saying Norwich can't exit the bottom 3? No, they can't, can they? Sorry. I'm just doing my maths on the hoof there. But Norwich will be hoping for a win. They've been in awful form, haven't they? Watford and Newcastle, that really is winner takes all. And a draw's not actually a bad result for Watford there, is it? Just don't let Newcastle win. Right, let's talk about Norwich anyway. Get your thoughts in on this one. Krul in goal, Aarons, Hanley, Gibson, Williams, Sorensen and Lise Melu, Rasica, Ida, Sargent and Pookie. So Dean Smith, bless him, still trying to find the right formula to stop Norwich losing. For Everton, there's a debut there I can see for Mykolenko, who we liked for the Ukraine in the Euros, if you remember, back in the summer. Pickford, the England keeper, in goal. Coleman and Mykolenko, the fullbacks. Godfrey, the former Norwich player, playing centre-half with Michael Keane. Gray, Gomez, Doucouré, Gordon, Rondon. And bad news for Norwich, Calvert-Lewin is back and is playing. I think he's been back for a couple of games now, the England striker there. Let's get any thoughts here. 2-2. Paddy, Watford, Newcastle, big game. Yeah, it should be a much watch. Looking at the way Eddie Howe seems to have been approaching it as well. Looks a pretty attacking lineup as well. 4-4 at St James's, would love it. 3-1 Watford, 1-0 Watford. Clean sheet percentage, very low apparently for those Watford teams. Brian, yeah, speaking of clean sheets, Sam says Norwich have only scored 8. So Everton and Rafa might find a clean sheet a bit easier to come by. There you go, Ewan's back in Norwich. And Fulham 58, they're back in Everton. Right, let's get into the Championship, where I know most of you have your main sphere of interest. And yeah, just already a magnificent start to the day. Blackburn win again. And I would guess, I'm going to guess this stat, I reckon they've won 10 in 14. Can someone fact check me on that, please, in the comments? 10 in 14, I reckon Rovers have won. That's without me checking it. But I'd be interested to know if anyone can fact check me on that. Luton 3, Bournemouth 2. But it wasn't just Luton 3, Bournemouth 2. It was a 97th minute winner, with Bournemouth having come back from 2-2 as well. So look, Blackpool and Barnsley postponed. Let's look and see what sort of team Fulham are able to put out against Bristol City. Fulham won 7-0 in midweek, didn't they? And Fulham can go top of the league. Someone said in the comments, it's there for the taking for Fulham today. It really, really is, isn't it? They can really capitalise on that Bournemouth defeat if they can win at home to Bristol City. Rodak in goal. Tete, Adrabio, Ream, Robinson, Reed, Harrison Reed, Kearney, Wilson, Carvalho, Cabano, Mitrovic. I presume that's unchanged from the 7-0. For Bristol City, O'Leary in goal. So Bentley still on the bench, which interests me. Pring, Callas, Viner, Scott, De Silva, I'm not entirely sure on the shape there, but we'll find out, won't we? Masengo, King, O'Dowda, Semenyo, and Vyman. Much or most of Bristol City's hopes on that one depend on Vyman, who's been a very decent player this season. Get your comments in, any predictions, any opinions. We want to hear them. It's QPR versus West Brom. Now, I'll go to the table for this one, guys, because it's 4th versus 5th. And you will see, as I check the bench, Daryl DK does not start. That's about 10 of my post-game narratives, pre-game, narratives out of the way. Sam Johnston, I think he's suspended, isn't he? Alex Mowat suspended. Anyway, the Rangers team, David Marshall, of course, Dieng, Archer, both out for Rangers. Dieng is at AFCON. So David Marshall's been signed from Derby. He starts. Dickey, Dunn, Barbe, Wallace, Adoma, Field, Johansson, Willock, Dykes, and Gray, no chair as well. For West Brom, Button in goal. Now, I know Big Val, and he very, very rarely plays a back four. So I'll try and guess at the shape, but I'd assume it'll be Furlong, Clark, and Townsend as the back three with Reach. And maybe Gardner Hickman are the wing backs. Then Mollenby and Livermore central midfield. And it'd be a front three, I think, of Grant, Robinson, and Phillips. Keep your comments coming in, guys. I'll not read a few for a minute because I want to crack through the teams. I always end up getting behind, don't I, for my sins. Huddersfield versus Swansea. Have we got any debutants for Swans? I wondered whether Fisher, the new keeper, would come straight in. He doesn't. Hamer retains his place. So for Huddersfield in goal, Nichols, Turton, Pearson, Lees, Toffolo. He was nominated for Player of the Month, Toffolo. Thomas, Hogg, O'Brien, Karoma, Ward, Sinani. For the Swans, Hamer, Cabango, Norton, Latibodia. There is a debut there for Cyrus Christie. Obviously, Ethan Laird has been repurposed and gone off to Bournemouth. Having seen Jack Stacey's assist today, I wonder whether they need him. Certainly woken Stacey up, hasn't it? So Christian Manning, wing backs, Grimes and Downs, Smith, Pirro and Nitcham up top for the Swans. Keep comments coming. I will go to them in a minute. I just want to get through all of these teams. This, guys, was your biggest home banker in the prediction show, was Middlesbrough versus Reading. SofaScore don't have a projection for the team, so I will attempt to do this completely on the hoof for you. So Lumley in goal, Dykesdale, Fry, McNair back three, Taylor one wing back, Jones the other, House and Crooks, Tavernier in midfield, Connolly and Sporer up top for Middlesbrough. For Reading, what does he normally play? 4-2-3-1, doesn't he? Southwood in goal, Bristow, Holmes, defenders. Where are the Reading defenders? Pass. Tetek, maybe Laurent, centre-back. Yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. Carroll will definitely play up top. Ridomota, midfield. Swift, Drinkwater. Deli Bashiri probably off the front. Not sure what the Reading back four is going to look like. Normally, it's a bit stronger than that, isn't it? So we will find it. You probably work backwards on that one, but anyone give me their projections. Feel free in the comments. I'm just going to keep banging through, guys. Hull v Stoke is tomorrow, so we can skip Stoke. Nottingham Forest play at Millwall at the Den with strong links to Jed Wallace as well. So that could be an interesting subplot to that one. Bialkowski in goal for Millwall. Wallace, Cooper, Hutchison, McNamara, Malone, Evans, Mitchell, Bradshaw, Rojo, Afobe. For Forest, and Steve Cooper's now shaping that team because Steve Cook is in and Keenan Davis is in as well. Richie Leah, we think, will be in soon enough at left wing back as well. Samba in goal, Worrell, Cook, McKenna, Spence, Colback. How good was Spence on the TV against Arsenal? Garner, Yates, and Graben, Davis, and Johnson. I think we all know, because I know you lot know your championship, Graben is not going to play in the number 10 position, is he? Be some kind of front three with Graben likely flanked by Keenan Davis and Brennan Johnson. Let's get to... no, we're not going to get to Blackpool because they're postponed. Luton have already played. Sheffield United played Derby County. We can get into some Derby conversation maybe at half-time and throughout the show. But, yeah, some not great news coming through for Derby. By the way, we're 8 minutes from kickoff. We'll play first goal in about 4 or 5 minutes. So just got to get through all of this. So for Derby, Allsop in goal. Burn will be right back, won't he? I don't know where Eberselli fits in there. Davies and Stearman centre backs. Lawrence will play up top. Thompson, no, he won't. Plange will play up top. So Lawrence and Josviak maybe will flank him. Bird and Thompson will be in central midfield. Maybe Knight will play 8 or 10. So I'm assuming Ebersele is going to have to play left back in that. We don't have the projection for Sheffield United. I'm guessing they'll go 3-5-2. Fotheringham in goal. Basham, Egan, Robinson, back 3. Norrington, Davis and Bogle, wing backs. Norwood and Berger, central midfield. McGoldrick and Sharp up top with Ndiaye probably behind them. We're very lacking in team shapes from our friends at SofaScore today, but there we go. We will soldier on. Preston versus Birmingham. I think this is probably our last one, isn't it? And then we can just have a quick look at League One. And then we can play first goal. There we go. We've got a projection on that one. Iverson in goal for Preston. Preston versus Birmingham. Vandenberg, Bauer, Hughes, Cunningham, Potts, Brown, Whiteman, Johnson, Rees, Evans. Etheridge in goal for Blues. Remember, Sarkic has gone back now and he's injured. Pedersen, Mengi starts and Roberts. Bella and Colin. Gardner, Sonic, James. Jutkovic, and a start for Unel Hernandez, who's a very exciting, if unpredictable player sometimes. Good old Unel. We've seen him at Norwich and latterly at Middlesbrough. Right, I'll just quickly go through League One, then we'll get to some comments and then we'll play first goal. I won't go in infinite detail, but let me just show you the table first so you can see the shape of things, and then we'll look a little bit more into the fixtures. I don't think there's been any postponements in League One. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So Rotherham and Sunderland tied at the top on 50. Wickham on 49. Wigan can't catch them today. And yeah, down at the bottom, I mean, Morecambe could get out today, but nobody else can. In terms of the playoffs, only Plymouth can get in. Everybody else, including good old Ipswich, are going to have to chase for a good few weeks to get anywhere near there. So Stanley versus Sunderland, that's one of the top 3. Wimbledon versus Morecambe. Hang on a minute. Have a look at that. There you go. That's one to keep an eye on. So head-to-head there, Wimbledon versus Morecambe down in the relegation fight in League One. Bolton versus Ipswich. And please indulge me because I haven't seen the team. Let me just check real quickly. Walton, maybe his last game. Donassi and Wolfen and Evanson. Penny Burns. Evans, Morsi, Aluko. Bon, who is going to be there until the end of the season. We had some very aggressive and slightly overprotective QPR fans speculating that he wouldn't, but he is. Cheltenham versus Charlton, Crewe versus Shrewsbury, Doncaster versus Wigan, Fleetwood versus Rotherham. So that's a key one up at the top. And look down at the bottom quickly. Wickham versus Oxford is the other one. Gillingham, Burton, Lincoln, Cambridge, Pompey, MK, Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth is an interesting one as well. A few good matchups, sort of honing in on various areas in League One. Right, let's go to some comments. Sorry, I've missed a super chat. Peanuts, thank you. I'm going to open this big thing of orange juice at some point during the stream, but we have work to do in the meantime, so I can't drink to you yet, but I'll say thank you very, very much for the super chat. David, 10 wins in 14 for Blackburn. Yes, I hate to say it, but I was right, and Blackburn are in amazing form. So what is that in those 14 games? 32 points in 14 games for Blackburn. Remember, if that was 32 points in 16 games, we would be saying, wow, outstanding. In 14 games, it's just out of this world. Looks like a great atmosphere at Newcastle. Just showing us, Jeff is just showing us on Gillette Soccer Saturday. I'm going to really scroll through quickly. I'm going to read that one from Mr. E. He's going to help me out with that Reading team. Lawrence, centre-back with Dan. Okay. Moore, Morrison and McIntyre injured. Tetek, right-back. Okay, thank you, Mr. E. That's why we have you lot in the chat. They mullered us at New York Stadium. Ian says of Rotherham, who are going to be looking to end the day top in League One. What else have we got in the chat here? I think we're ready to go. Dave, you're very reasonable. We had some far more overprotective QPR fans than you, my friend. Kickoff delayed at Fulham. Interesting. Power cut at the Cottage. After free, everybody, someone stick £1 in the meter down at the Cottage. Come on. Surely someone who lives outside that ground's got £1 to spare. All the houses cost £1 million down there. Don't they? There's a delay at the Dennis there as well, Chris. What's going on? Does this mean I'm going to have to sit here until 5:15 today rather than 5? Get on with it. Yeah, right. Quickly, first goal. Where is the first goal going to be? Let me know. Just the stadium. Where is the first goal going to be today? If you want to add a lovely wrinkle, give me. In fact, let's do that. First goal and minute. Stadium and minute of the first goal. Stadium and minute. Let me know. And yes, it's as Ross is correct, it's probably not going to be at the New Den or at the Cottage. First goal and Jesus Christ, stadium and minute for your first goal. Will it be St James's Park, Carrow Road? This is my stadium test that I always fail, isn't it? Molineux. Will it be at Derby? It probably won't be at Fulham. Will it be at Huddersfield, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Peterborough, Preston? It won't be at Millwall either, will it, if they're delayed? Will it be at QPR? Will it be at Wimbledon? It sounds like they've already kicked off at Cheltenham by the look of it, so it may be there. Are they gone early? Will it be at Stanley, Bolton, Cheltenham, Crewe, Donny, Fleetwood, Gillingham, Lincoln, Pompey, Wednesday or Wickham? Get your bets in now. Let's click on some of these so we can have them immortalised. Here we go. I'm going to click on as many as I can, and we're going to see who is going to be the winner today of the fabled first goal game here on the Superstream. I think, do let me know. We are now kicking off. Some great shouts. Please, if you do get it right and you've put the minute down, please screenshot it because that's sensational if you do get it right. Let's click on as many of these as we can. Some great guesses down there. I think looking at that Newcastle crowd and that Newcastle team as well, it might be at St James's, but Don Claudio probably started. 9 times out of 10, it's in League One, isn't it? The first goal. So we will wait and see where the first goal comes. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today on the Saturday Superstream here. Please press like on the stream. That's important. But what's more important is that you get your opinions on what's going on in the chat. I really want to hear from you. I want to get a sense of what the world is thinking about these games. So we think, if I get the ticker up properly now, we think we're going to be waiting 15 minutes to start in Fulham versus Bristol City and Millwall versus Forest. So keep your eyes peeled on what's going on there as we await our first goal in the Saturday Superstream. Plenty of guesses, some for the 6th, 7th, 8th minutes. So we may be waiting a while, but where will that first goal come from? They've already gone to Paul Merson actually on Soccer Saturday. So I wonder if there is some action on my pick there. Let's have a look at the top of the Championship and see how things could pan out today. We've got a few kicked off. So they've obviously added a point onto West Brom, QPR, Huddersfield and Borough. Big upside for West Brom today. They can get to 46 points. Blackburn and Bournemouth have both played, so they could be within 3 points if they can get a win. So they would be making ground on Bournemouth, just maintaining with Blackburn's insane run at the moment. Fulham, though, of course, could go to the top of the league. We might have to wait until about 5:15 to find out whether they're going to do that indeed. West Brom QPR is a real big one, and all top six clash there. Let's have a look down at the bottom of the table as we still await our first goal in the Superstream. I believe Tranmere have scored, but that's not one of our games, is it? That's a league tour, isn't it? Tranmere versus Rochdale. Charlie Jolly has scored. So down at the bottom of the table, well, if my math is correct with Barnsley not playing, Derby could draw a level on points, which would mean a Derby win today. I think I'm right in saying, check my maths, somebody in the chat. A Derby win today takes them off the bottom. So, who had Gresty Road Crew then? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Crew have taken the lead, and so have Gillingham. So we'll call them a tie. They were both in the 3rd minute. Crew have taken... No, Crew's been disallowed, apparently. So we're going to go with Gillingham. Did anybody have Gillingham in the chat? Gillingham now without Steve Evans as manager. Have they got a replacement in there? Gillingham lead 1-0 against Burton. What we do today is we'll stick the scores up as they come. Actually, no, we won't. So I'm just going to try and talk at the same time as writing 0-0 quite a lot of times. Gillingham is our first goal today in any of our games. Robbie McKenzie, the goal scorer, as I write 0-0 many times, and hopefully don't do anything stupid that deletes the entire bit of writing. If you had Gillingham in the... What's the Gillingham Stadium called? Priestfield, is that right? If you had Gillingham, do let me know in the chat. You're going to get my full undivided attention in just a second. I blame Cal Naismith for all this. He ruined my preparation of this stream. How dare he score a 97th minute winner for Luton to create carnage and chaos at the start of this weekend's Saturday Superstream. Right, there we go, you lot. I think I've done it. Boom. They should all say 0-0 now. There we go. Multitasking. Who says men can't do two things at once? 45 for West Brom. Yeah, sorry, they'd already added one on, hadn't they? Gillingham's second worst team in the country on form. Have Gillingham got a new manager? Yeah. Nick just got back. What a game. Was Jerome's goal offside? Yes, it was, Nick, but it seemed to be given by... I think someone might have been looking at a TV screen and feeding the information to the referee. So it was the right decision, but yeah, we shouldn't be making decisions by that until we have until we have VAR properly added in. Great maths, Ben. Is that sarcastic? I guess it is. 45 to survive. There you go. So West Brom can't reach 46, but they could reach championship survival today. I think they'll be all right. Won't they? Keep your comments coming in. We have no goals in the Premier League. I think there's only 3 Premier League 3 PMs. We have no goals yet in the Championship, despite there being... Well, look, there's fewer games than normal in the 3 PMs in the Championship today. We've got Stoke and Hull tomorrow. We have Barnsley and Blackpool postponed. And we've already had Luton versus Bournemouth and Cardiff versus Blackburn. So I've already had my maths criticised. That makes 4. So we should have 8 games going on now in the Championship. Right, if we rename Priestfield to Riverside, I was spot on. There we go. Calm, apologies. Only just hit the thumbs up. Yeah, do hit that thumbs up button as we await, and we don't normally wait this long. It's 7 minutes past 3. Those of you guys who look, I know we've had a goal in League One, but we haven't had one in the Premier League or in the Championship as yet in terms of the 3 PMs that we are covering. Annan won 4-0. There you go. Tommy Goss has scored for Annan and those people that like that sort of thing. will be a big fan of that. There you go, Ian. And then 1-4-0. Shelby has been booked apparently for Newcastle. That had a fun extra wrinkle, a red card in that game as well. Still waiting, Mark. Yes, we are, aren't we? And, ladies and gentlemen, no, we haven't. Apparently a goal disallowed, or the app I'm using not giving me correct information. Maybe Huddersfield just had the ball in the net, but no goal there. If he was, can't complain. The linesman never ran back after the goal. So I think the linesman was asking the ref if it came off. Yeah, that was the thing they were trying to decide, Nick, with that goal. I suppose it's all... none of it really matters. They made the right call, and Luton ultimately won in the end, didn't they? So, but yes, very, very interesting. I don't know why we can't be checking goals in the Championship in terms of VAR or, whatever you want to call it, review system. There's cameras at every single game. I don't know why we can't be checking goals, but there we go. The goals will come. Just wait. Oh, yes, they will. We know there will. What's the catchphrase? There's always a late goal as well. We know that there's going to be, not only do we know there's going to be goals, even though they're not blooming forthcoming yet. I think we're just hearing about from JD Dyer. We're just hearing on Sky about Huddersfield either coming close or having a goal disallowed. Simon. Is that Simon of dearly departed fame? When is your next live game? What? That I'm catching? I don't know. So busy doing all of this. I never get to games anymore. Shocking. Right, let's have... There we go. That'll wake me up, won't it? Let's have some orange juice. Still no goals. But yeah, I'll try and get to a game at some point soon. But yeah, with everything going on, things seem to be a bit more based in this office, don't we? Oh, we're not policing the plants again. Yeah, does it need a water? Do you think it likes some orange juice? Ben, Hog goal ruled out for a foul in the Huddersfield game. So they did have the ball in the net. And we still await the first goal in the Championship and in the Premier League. We've got one goal in League One, which is Gillingham 1, Burton 0. Goal in League Two at Tranmere and one in Scotland, but all quiet today. Yes, indeed. While we wait for a goal, what's your best dad joke? What do you call a fish with 3 eyes? Fish. I'm here all day. Yes, Simon. Legend. But I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure when we'll be back at a live game. Those Luton limbs scenes was great, wasn't it? Was great. Right, everyone get some kipping now. You know what happens on the Superstream when we don't get any goals? You know the glut is coming, and there's going to be about 4 in the space of 1 minute, isn't there? I think Jeff has got the same problem as us, hasn't he? On Sky Sports. As we await, Shelby hits the bar. I knew it was going to be fun in games at Newcastle versus Watford. I think Paddy's enjoying that one. Stop that. I was asked to provide a dad joke. I gave the people what they wanted. If we start moaning about the lack of goals, one is sure to go in. Yeah, maybe some reverse psychology might work. 11 minutes gone. No goals in Premier League or Championship. Great filling, Ben. I'm trying my best. We'd love something to talk about, wouldn't we? Boo, where are the goals? Right. Ooh. Well, okay, I think we've started with a juicy one. If that one does count. Doncaster 0, Wigan 1. So I think we've got one in League One, right up at the top of League One. It looks like Wigan have taken the lead against struggling Doncaster. Let's pop up your live League One table. Remember, Wigan can't get themselves into the top 3 today, but they can sure as hell get close. So they go on to 48 points as things stand. Wigan, of course, Not all of Wycombe, Sunderland, and Rotherham are going to draw or drop points, are they? So yeah, we will find out. But we have a goal at last for Wigan. So we've got a second goal in League One. Goal scorer, anybody? I'm looking and I'm not seeing one. Anyone knows the Wigan goal scorer? Do let me know. There we go. Max Power has scored for Wigan. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, 2 goals in 11 minutes. This is probably the slowest start we've ever had on the Saturday Superstream, isn't it? Ian, now I'm not going to stay on for the Villa game. 2.5 hours is going to be quite. I think we'll be quite close to the start of it if we think Fulham and Millwall is delayed. But hey, we'll make a judgment, won't we? Bardan, what do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated. Someone I know is of the opinion that if we want VR in the Championship, we'd have to play Sundays because they're like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, fair point. Well, according to my Twitter, Mr. E, everybody on Twitter could do the job better than the people doing it at the moment. So why don't we just open it up to the Twitter sphere, hey, and see how good they are at it. But yeah, I don't know. I doubt they'd let that happen. I think they'd go the other way and they'd try and train and employ tons of people beforehand, wouldn't they? Once in a blue moon, Premier League champions, probably. Yeah, probably. Do I fancy a job at Sky? I don't know. That Jeff Stelling job. Oh, look, of course I would, but that Jeff Stelling job feels like David Moyes going in after Alex Ferguson, doesn't it? It feels like a hide into nothing to whoever gets that one. Right, I'm going to keep my powder dry, but I think we have a goal in the Championship, and they've gone over to Bianca at Peterborough because Coventry have taken the lead. It's Peterborough 0, Coventry 1. Coventry lead at Posh, which is good news if you're a Coventry fan. Gus Hamer is the goal scorer. That's also good news if you support a team that's just above the bottom 3 in the Championship. Let's have a look at the live league table. Gus Hamer has scored for Cov. And yes, they have updated that. So Coventry, that's a big jump there. Actually going to move up to 8th as things stand on 37 points, obviously up from 34. And yeah, good news for, well, Cardiff already lost, but good news potentially for Reading, a 4-point gap if they can actually take a point. At the Riverside, oh, hello. Goal in the Premier League. Shock of all shocks. Norwich 1, Everton 0. How about that? Michael Keane, own goal. Norwich lead. We'll have a look at the live league table, but that will tighten things up like no one's business, especially if Watford and Newcastle end up drawing. A cat amongst the pigeons, a cat amongst the canaries, even in the Premier League. Norwich lead against Everton. Michael Keane own goal. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 0 as well. Daniel Sinani. So Norwich scored through an Everton player scoring at the same time as Huddersfield scored for a Norwich player on loan scoring. How about that? Sinani has given Huddersfield the lead against Swansea, and Norwich lead 1-0 against Everton. We'll get the ticker updated, and then we will have a good look. We'll have a good look at the bottom of the Premier League. Get your comments in on a mini goal glut. 4 goals up on my screen in the 15th and 16th minutes. Norwich 2, Everton 0. Are you serious? Norwich 2, Everton 0. What on earth is going on at Carrow Road. Norwich 2, Everton 0. Norwich are 2 up in 18 minutes. They can't buy a win at the moment, but they are white hot favourites to win today. They are 2 up in 18 minutes. What a start for Norwich at Carrow Road. We're just waiting to find out who scored the second goal. They scored 1 on 16, and now they've gone 2-0 up on 18 minutes. Norwich, incredible goings on. Adam Ida. Don't make me do that again. Has put Norwich 2-0 up. Let's have a look at the bottom of the Premier League table. And that is going to be pretty nice reading for Norwich fans at the moment. Let's get that up on the screen. So with Watford playing Newcastle, points shared there. Look at that. 11, 12, 13, 14. With Burnley having just sold their top scoring striker to Newcastle, would be bottom of the... Look at that. 11, 12, 13, 14 at the bottom. Could be a good day for dearly departed side Norwich today. Worth. Villa fan here. Soft spot for Dean Smith. Goodbye, Rafa. Yeah, that's the other side to that story. Not going well for Rafa. And he's got most of his players back now. And a couple of signings made as well. Beginning of the end for Rafa. Sacked in the morning. Well, there you go. Can they defend it? We will find out. We know that if Norwich can limit the goals they concede now to 1 in the next 70 minutes, they will be winning a Premier League game for the first time for a fair wee while. Well done, Norwich, indeed. Good God, Norwich. Does surprise me how rash Premier League teams are. Ex-Liverpool, Rafa is still there. They've been terrible. They have not been good, have they? Ryan Swans, FFS, not good. Rafa in the mud, surely the end for Benitez. Norwich 2, Everton 0 within the first 20 minutes of this one. Incredible start for Norwich. Big story they're developing at the bottom of the Premier League. Owen is watching Villa United. Streaming later. There you go. Check him out if you're looking at that game. Liam, Rafa is finished. Had my doubts about him. Mark, Everton always been in top flight football. I don't think they will go down, will they? But it's not trending in the right direction. It's not a high standard at the bottom of the Premier League. Put it that way. Norwich have been very bad this season, but if they win today, let's bring that table back up one more time. Were Norwich to win today, they'd be 1 point from safety. So those 4 at the bottom have just been really poor. And we look at a single point per game to survive. None of them are anywhere near it. And Leeds and Everton are actually on the point per game, and they've got a nice 5-point cushion, haven't they? As we await more action. And I think we got a goal in League One. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. That is going to tighten things up on, around the sort of 4th to 8th picture in League One. Wednesday lead 1-0 against Plymouth. Let's bring up a League One table and tell you what we know. Sila Sow is the goal scorer on 19 for the Wednesday. And yeah, look at that. That will close up. It's a proper 6-pointer, that. Look. So Wednesday, 8th, Plymouth, 7th. So that would close the gap up nicely to 3 points for Sheffield Wednesday. Remember, Oxford are playing Wickham as well. So it could be a good day for Wednesday. How about this for a goal shout? Are you ready? Fulham 0, Bristol City 1. What is going on today? Goodness me, we had a couple of absolute home bankers, we thought, didn't we, in the Championship? Fulham 0, Bristol City 1. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? All of you people betting on an early goal at Fulham, I bet you thought Fulham would be scoring it, not Bristol City. Bristol City lead at Fulham. Fulham 0, Bristol City 1. Now, will that just annoy Fulham? I wonder, or is there a story developing down there? Antoine Semenyo, of course, they're 15 minutes behind. So that goal is only in minute 7 there. We also had another goal go in. Pompey 0, MK 1. Pompey 0, MK 1 in League 1. What we will do, God, you'd love to be a Blackburn fan today, wouldn't you? Blackburn have won, Bournemouth have lost, and Fulham are losing. It could be a perfect afternoon for the Rovers. Let's just have a quick look and see how that Pompey MK goal affects the top of League 1, and then we'll have a look at the top of the Championship. Mo Issa is the goal scorer for MK Dons. They lead 1-0 at Pompey. And just take a look there. You can see Pompey in 9th, MK in 5th. With Plymouth losing as well. All going well for the MK Dons today so far. Let's have a look at the top of the Championship then. I think you know what it means in terms of that top 3 picture. Cast your eyes down a little bit further and you'll see Bristol City in 14th. And an unlikely win. They're on their way to one at the moment. An unlikely win puts them on a whole, look at that, 32, 32, 33, 33, 33, 34. Very, very tight in the middle there. A lot can change during the afternoon. Look at the top of the table, though. As things stand, if Fulham were to lose, and it would be a shock home defeat to Bristol City, Blackburn would be in there in 2nd place, tied with leaders Bournemouth. What's the goal difference? Plus 20 versus plus 16. Tight. All very, very tight at the top of the Championship. We're going to go to some comments in just a second. Please hit that thumbs up button as well for me. Help that stream get moving. Sorry, he says messing around on his phone. There we go. Clear. Right, let's get to some comments. Right, what have we got here in the chat? We're not going to go to any comments. We're going to go to Peterborough. They haven't equalised. They've gone 2 down. Peterborough 0, Coventry 2 on 25 minutes. Posh are 2-0 down. We normally praise Peterborough for being better at home than they are away. We say exactly the same thing about Coventry, in fact. So something's given today, and it's the Coventry away form and the Peterborough home form. There you go. 2 things have given, if you know what I mean. So Coventry are 2-0 up. Posh 0, Coventry 2. Matt Godden has scored. He's having a very, very decent season, Matt Godden. And if you dig into the numbers in terms of Championship strikers, he's performing very, very well in terms of his XG, the number of shots, number of minutes. An efficient striker is Matt Godden. Can anyone give me a number for Matt Godden? How many goals is that for the season? Do you know what? I've literally got it open on the other screen. I can probably do it as quickly as you can. He says, faffing about now. Do you know what? I can't. I bet that's 9 for the season, is it? Yeah. There's going to be 9 for the season for Matt Godden from a pretty low XG, I think, in comparison. I think he's performing well. Let's go to some more comments. Hit the like button. Absolutely. Hit that damn like button. David, Borough playing crap at the moment. Very slow and lethargic. Ready seem to be putting 10 men behind the ball, as you would expect if you lost previous game 7-0. Absolutely. Godden is ex-Posh too, is he? I did not realise. Well, I can't say that, can I, Marco? But yeah, if you do want to contribute via Super Chat, you can do. So let's just look and see what that's doing for Cov. So Cov look hot favourites for a win today. So assume Coventry going into 37 points from 24 games. If you look at the last 5 in that table there for Coventry, it's been a bad run. So they could really, really do with the win today. Marco, you absolute legend. There we go. £5 on the super chat. And I will drink to you, sir. Very, very kind. Borough to win the league and make me rich. It's a long way back, but they're certainly having a good crack at promotion this season. Jersey boys should have been 3-0 Norwich. What is going on there? What is going on? Ben, change the Wednesday score, sir. Thank you for calling me sir. I can take being told what to do when people call me sir. There we go, Nat. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Plymouth 0. We got any more comments we can go to? Liam, get the bus, park it in front of the goal. Bristol City are in front. Can they get the bus in front of the goal down at Fulham and get themselves an unlikely win? If you watch my preview show, nobody thought that Bristol City were going to be winning this one today. They have the lead. Remember, we are 15 minutes behind at the Cottage. 3:28 on the Superstream. Really slow start today, wasn't it? We barely got a goal. Only Mackenzie's goal for Gillingham in the first 10 minutes in any of our games. But things have moved on since then. You got all the scores ticking along the bottom there. So games so far that we're covering with goals in. 2 at Norwich. Norwich 2, Everton 0. So Norwich hot favourites now for a important win there in the Premier League. Fulham 0, Bristol City 1 is a bit of a surprise. I think even all the Bristol City fans in the chat agree with that. Huddersfield 1, Swans 0. I'm fed up of being mugged off by Huddersfield, so I predicted them to win today, and they are indeed winning. Huddersfield, as things stand, are 5th. What a job that is. Well done, Corberon and Huddersfield. Peterborough 0, Coventry 2. Coventry set at the moment to go 8th, although Nottingham Forest could have something to say about that if they can get a 3-pointer down at the Den. In League One, Wigan lead at Doncaster, Gillingham lead at Burton, and MK lead at Pompey. Wednesday lead against Plymouth. Let's get back to some more comments. Fulham's bogey. So, yeah, they are actually, aren't they? Bogey side, ahoy. Port Vale 1, Swindon 1 down in League 2. Everton's defence are shocking today. Rafa will be sacked in the morning for sure. Can we just dig into that a little bit? A lot of you guys commenting on Everton. So let's just have a look at the recent form of Everton. So you can see they're 2-0 down today against Norwich. Previous game, they lost to Brighton. There's a draw at Chelsea, which is a great result. But then have a look there. And would you believe I was at that game, Manchester United 1, Everton 1, back at the start of October. And that is a lot of defeats, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in 9 on that page. And then we can add 8 in 11. So this would be a 9th defeat in 12 games for Rafa. Yeah, that is very, very poor form. Hamzy, you forgot your predictions. That is no good. Wouldn't make much difference if I forgot my predictions for the week. Even Tom Eaves was causing Everton's back three all sorts of problems last week. There we go. And Josh McGuinness leaving Hull this week. Speaking of big, strapping Hull strikers, he's gone to Wigan, hasn't he, in the window. Rafa Allardyce. Borough have just hit the post from Sporar, attack versus defence. So I was going to say, well, expect an incoming Borough goal. But you know what the Championship's like, don't you? The more possession and the more shots the team has. We always have that option that the opponent goes down the other end and scores with their first shot. Or their only shot. So we're just over half an hour into most of our games today, with the reminder that Millwall and Forest, that one kicked off late, 15 minutes late. So did Fulham versus Bristol City, and Fulham are behind against Bristol City. Sensationally. Been 10 for about 3 months. You love to see it. Annie, we look a threat on the counter-attack. Interesting. And Fulham love to attack, so there will be opportunities to counter. Just got to keep Fulham out, which has been quite a big struggle for Championship teams this season. 58 goals for Fulham. I think the number, if we extrapolate 58 from 25 games over the 46, I think they're genuinely, if they keep that up, it's 110 goals, I think. Or I think it might be over 110 if Fulham carry on scoring at the same rate. They'd just be happy with one at the moment to get back on level terms with Bristol City. Keep your comments coming in. This is the Saturday Superstream, and it's Preston 1, Birmingham 0. And I make that with some postponement gaps. That would make Ryan Lowe 3 for 3. Could be a third straight win. And things not going well at Birmingham at the moment. Preston 1, Birmingham 0. Let's pop that up on the ticker. It looks like there's some kind of VAR check going on in the game between Wolves and Southampton. Not one of our dearly departed teams, so we'll just have a little glance at that and see what's going on there. But I don't know whether there's about to be a penalty given or something of that nature. Anyone know the Preston scorer for me? Preston have taken the lead. Alan Brown, reliable old, I think he might be club captain. Is it Preston? Can't remember. Let's see what that does in terms of both Preston and Birmingham in the live league table. Don't want that view, do you? Or that one. Let's get rid of the banner. So Preston will be going up to 12th, and it would, of course, be a third straight victory as things stand. Of course, we have to keep saying that. Birmingham, as things stand, look, it'd be a fourth defeat in 5, be 1 point in 5 games in the middle of this transfer window for Birmingham. Not good at all. Bad goal for Blues. Hit low through a load of players. Preston lead 1-0. Alan Brown. Are Fulham just flat track bullies? I don't know. You have to tell me who they'd lost to this season. But do you know what? In a 46 game season, you can be flat track bullies and get promoted, can't you? Punish the entire bottom 10 and you'll score a lot of points, won't you? James, can relax watching this. Luton have already bagged 3 points in dramatic fashion as well. Fulham haven't won a game this season when going behind first, only drawn once, and that was against Bournemouth. And it's very pertinent I say that because Fulham have just equalised. The goal-scoring juggernaut that is Fulham is firing again today. It's Fulham 1. Bristol City 1. Big deflection on the Preston goal, by the way, from Alan Brown. So Fulham has equalised, and you're all telling me, thank you in the chat, penalty for Wolves. So keep your eye on that. We would expect Wolves to take the lead if they can convert a 0.77 chance from 12 yards, dead ball, one-on-one against the keeper. But we saw last night in the Brighton game, which we covered, that's not always possible. I'm not even going to tell you the Fulham scorer. It's pointless. Waste of time. I'm not telling you. Yeah, that says it all. I'm not doing it. Do you know what? I'm not even going to say his name. He's too good. Not saying his name unless he scores again. Okay? I'm not saying his name. Sorry. Oh, it's not a Wolves penalty. Yes, it is. Yeah. Wolves lead 1-0. Raul Jimenez by the sound of it. So Fulham have equalised. And I'm going to take... Do I have to tell you the scorer to extremes now? And I'm not going to tell you the Fulham goal scorer. But I will tell you that Raul Jimenez has scored for the Wolves. Wolves lead Saints 1-0. We'll have a look and see what that does in terms of... actually, Wolves are pushing on quite nicely, aren't they? Do have a look at the ticker for me and let me know if we got everything up to date. We should do. That goal by an unnamed Fulham striker has put them top of the league, onto 49 points for Fulham. Have a look at that. All three of the top three, as things stand, are tied on 49 points. They've gone back to Bianca at Peterborough. She's had 3 goals already, lucky thing. George Grant has scored for the Posh. So Peterborough are now back to 2-1 against Coventry. Peterborough 1, Coventry 2. You lot said it would all kick off after a slow start. Oh, big goal at the top of League One. Hello, Wycombe 1, Oxford 0. We'll jump to the League One table as soon as we can, because that could be all change. Let's have a look. Wycombe have taken the lead. And where does that put Wycombe? Top of the pile. Have a look at that. Wycombe lead. And as things stand, with both Rotherham and Sunderland level, Wycombe are top of League One. What a great job Gareth Ainsworth does there. They're constantly challenging at the top of League One, aren't they? Wycombe lead Oxford 1-0. Wycombe go top. Remember, any type of goal for Rotherham or Sunderland, and they will go back to the top of League One. But as things stand, it is Wycombe who have drawn first blood in this afternoon's League One title race. Let's get your comments in here. George Grant and Wycombe and Posh and all of that good stuff. And lots of clues as to who the Fulham goal scorer just might be. I wonder if you lot can figure it out. Ben, seems like that Semenyo goal just poked and angered the beast. I can see Fulham getting another 3 or 4. We will see. We will see how that one pans out. We're getting closer to half time now. It's 3:39. So, yeah, we're about 5 minutes, probably a little bit more. There's normally 1 or 2 minutes of stoppage time. Keep your comments coming. Some real good developing stories. Well, not good if you're Rafa Benitez, from what most of you lot seem to think. Norwich 2, Everton 0. And Rafa the Gaffer might be Rafa the Unemployed if this keeps going too much longer. Also in the Premier League, Wolves 1, Saints 0. Raul Jimenez. I was going to do a proper South Park Jimenez there, but I'm sure any Latino Spanish-speaking people will be mortified at my attempts to do the accent. There we go. So in the Championship, I'll only do the games with goals in. Fulham 1, Bristol City 1. Semenyo scored for Bristol City. I'm not telling you the Fulham goal scorer. Huddersfield lead Swansea through Sinani. Peterborough 1, Coventry 2. Hamer and Godden and Grant scoring in that game. And for Preston, Alan Brown has scored. Oh, hello. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Plymouth 0. Wednesday closing up on... And actually, Oxford went behind, didn't they, as well? We'll have a look at the League One table right now. This is good for Sheffield Wednesday. They're beating a direct rival. And 6th place is losing. Are losing. 6th place are losing as well. So Wednesday are currently 3 points off the playoffs. That's exactly what they would have wanted from today's games. And it's happening so far. Wednesday are 2-0 up. Well done, Nat. He doesn't know, bless him, he doesn't often get a chance to celebrate, Nat and our Wednesday friends, but they are 2-0 up today against the Argyle. Wednesday 2, Plymouth 0. Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, you can still find him. Really, one of the fastest football players you'll see, actually, Mendez-Lang. We got another goal in League One. I missed that one. Cheltenham 1, Charlton 0. Unladulu has scored for Cheltenham, and they lead against Charlton. We'll go back, I promise, to the League One table in a second. Let me just write all of that down. There we go. It's Cheltenham 1, Charlton 0. We're gradually filling up for goals. By the way, if you're watching the stream, please hit the thumbs up button. Really helps us out and gets a good number of people joining the stream here. Let's see what they got. Fair play, Cheltenham. I have to say, I didn't realise they were that far up the table. Look at that, Cheltenham, as things stand, are in 12th in the championship in League One, and it was almost an unlikely promotion to even get there in the first place. So brilliant stuff by Cheltenham. They are going up to 12th, and they lead against Charlton, who I can't seem to find. There you go, 15th. What's going on at Charlton there? Because Johnny Jackson got the job caretaker, didn't he? Won a load of games, and at the moment, this is going to be a 4th straight defeat if they can't get on the score sheet today over at Cheltenham. Hell of a score for Wednesday. All looking good for the Wednesday today. Lendes Mang. Nice. Am I allowed to mention his name? I'm not going to mention either of those two. Actually, yeah, Mr. Brereton Diaz didn't score today. Did he? Oh, look at that. Fulham 1, Bristol City 2. What is going on? What's going on down there at Craven Cottage? Bristol City led, Fulham equalised, and Bristol City lead again. Absolute scamps. What are they up to down there? Fulham 1, Bristol City 2. They really fancy an upset today, don't they? Bristol City. It's Fulham 1, Bristol City 2. Antoine Semenyo has scored again. They've only played 29 minutes there. Remember, they are delayed. Semenyo is on a hat-trick. Can he get the job done? Bristol City lead again. So Bournemouth are now back top of the Championship as things stand. Fulham 1, Bristol City 2. You tell me. You tell me. Yeah, I don't get it either. Well played, Bristol City, though. Fair dues is all I can say to that. Hello, indeed. Oh, my. Go on the City. There you go. Good. Well, yeah, particularly given it's 29 minutes. I thought we were supposed to leave our bias at the door. Who's been biased, Colm? Who's been biased? I don't know. You're talking about me. Deary me. Go and wind back and quote me what I said that was biased. Hello? Fulham 2, Bristol City 2. What is going on? 31 minutes gone. Fulham 2, Bristol City 2. Hell of a game at the Cottage. Fulham 2, Bristol City 2. 4 goals in 31 minutes. Sensational stuff down at the Cottage. The goals are flying in. It's Fulham 2, Bristol City 2. We're about to find out whether the goal scorer is as predictable as we all think it's going to be from Sue Smith. And yeah, we've basically had 2 goals in 2 minutes. We've had 3 goals in 10 minutes down there. Who's the goal scorer then? Goodness me, so jealous of Fulham's attack. It's ludicrous. Isn't it? Have we got a goal scorer? Naskins Cabano. There we go. Less predictable than we thought that one was going to be. Brilliant stuff down at the Cottage. Fulham and Bristol City. Knockdown, drag out, slogfest, as a great wrestling commentator once said. Lots of half times coming in now. They're nowhere near half time at Fulham, aren't they? Goodness me. Fulham back. Fulham Desmonds, yeah, incredible stuff. Always leave that bias at the door. If I'm surprised or excited by the scoreline coming in, by the way, doesn't mean I'm biased. Yeah, don't conflate excitement with happiness, which I assume would be some people's idea of bias. But there we go. Draw on the floor, not for the first time today. An attempt at humour. There we go. Celebrating beating top of the league, Stephen. Unbelievable scenes. Millwall all over Forest, says Derry. They're 15 minutes behind as well. Did we just get another goal going there? We did. Portsmouth 0, MK Dons 2. Portsmouth 0, MK Dons 2. And yeah, so Sheffield Wednesday and MK Dons in that little sort of battle of four teams inside the playoffs and on the edges are having good days. They're both 2-0 up. Pompey 0, MK Dons 2. And if we bring up that League One table again, so you can see MK now hot favourites to go on to 46 points. Sheffield Wednesday hot favourites to go on to 40. And Plymouth hot favourites to be losing. They are 2 down. Oxford are also losing at Wickham. So Sheffield Wednesday and MK Dons doing the business. Corbeneau is the goal scorer for the MK Dons just before half-time. Loads and loads of half-time scores coming in as we speak. Theo, indeed. Yeah, Liam, be happy with this one. David, 0-0 half-time. Borough attack versus defence. Yeah, they've got to knock that defence down now. Remember, Reading are, I think they're playing Josh Laurent, aren't they, at centre-back, and Tetek's having to play right-back, so it's almost an emergency back four. So you don't really blame Reading for their defensive strategy, do you? Norwich 2-0 up at half-time, 0-0 at Newcastle. Worth. Right, plenty of half-times are confirmed now. Let me just see how many we've possibly got. Do you know, I think we got most of them. Let's do a quick sweep, and you guys can get me your reactions. Let me know what your most surprising score is. So let's do a sweep. Yeah, give me your most surprising or your most predictable scoreline. Most surprising or most predictable scoreline so far today. Early on, Manchester City went 13 points clear in the Premier League, beat Chelsea 1-0. In the huge relegation battle, Newcastle 0, Watford 0. Great day for Norwich in that respect. Norwich 2, Everton 0. Wolves 1, Southampton 0. Earlier on in the Championship, Cardiff 0, Blackburn 1, Luton 3, Bournemouth 2. Sensational start today in the Championship. And oh my goodness me, let me talk to you about the top of the Championship. Fulham 3, Bristol City 2. 5 goals in 36 minutes. What a match. How many goals are we going to get? That is Fulham's 61st goal of the season. Fulham 3, Bristol City 2 before half-time. What a game at the Cottage. Fulham lead 3-2. Semenyo had given Bristol City the lead. Fulham's top scorer equalised. Then Bristol City took the lead again through Semenyo. Then Cabano equalised. I'm just waiting for a name. Fabio Carvalho has put Fulham 3-2 up. They are just a goal machine, aren't they? Fulham lead 3-2. Sensational stuff. Right. Where were we, everybody, as the goals fly in? Derby 0, Blades 0. Fulham 3, Bristol City 2. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 0. It's Middlesbrough 0, Reading 0. Millwall 0, Forest 0. Millwall and Forest is also delayed by 15 minutes. Peterborough 1, Coventry 2. Preston 1, Birmingham 0. QPR 0. West Brom 0. In League One, Wimbledon 0, Morecambe 0. Remember, that's their one side of the line in terms of the relegation places. Those two, big game that one. Stanley 0, Sunderland 0, Bolton 0, Ipswich 0, Cheltenham 1, Charlton 0, Crewe 0, Shrewsbury 0, Doncaster 0, Wigan 1. So Wigan are making ground on the top 3 with that one. Fleetwood 0, Rotherham 0. Rotherham off the top as things stand. Gillingham 1, Burton 0. Lincoln 0, Cambridge 0. Pompey 0, MK 2. Wednesday 2, Plymouth 0. Wycombe 1, Oxford 0. And with both Sunderland and Rotherham level at half-time, Wycombe are, as things stand, top of League One. Get your comments in. Most surprising, least surprising. Warburton needs to give a great team talk at half-time to G up QPR. They are 0-0 with West Brom, and I suspect, go on, Dave, you can have a bet on the minute that Daryl DK is coming on for West Brom as well. Up to now, I think Mark means solid defence by Forest. Need to turn the tap on up top. Absolutely. See my earlier comment posted before 3-2. There you go. Okay. Absolute goal fest. If it carries on, you back Fulham to win just because I don't think Bristol City can keep up. No, they can't at the moment, can they? Theo was with us, then got recalled to Wolves, then loaned back to MK Dons. He's bounced back or bounced all over the place, hasn't he? Theo Corbineau, who has scored for MK Dons today. I wonder if it will be 60. Are we talking about the minute that Daryl DK comes on? Yeah, absolutely. Dover winning in the National League on -8 points. What's going on there then? I've not been following that. Plymouth yet to have a shot on goal. Mad gifts. Swansea playing dreadful. Well, there we go. It's going better for some teams rather than others. Keep your comments coming in. Some great stories developing. I think we could probably pick out one from each division. It's probably Norwich in the Premier League, isn't it? Norwich 2, Everton 0. Really, really bad news for Rafa the Gaffer. And Norwich are going to be 1 point from safety if Watford and Newcastle ends 0-0. Some great stories in the Championship. The top 3 on fire today. One game has ended 3-2, Bournemouth losing. Another game is 3-2 after 36 minutes, for God's sake. And Blackburn won again. Incredible stuff. Elsewhere in the Championship, Huddersfield are winning again. It's another big story, isn't it? Down at the bottom, Peterborough are losing. Derby are level with Sheffield United. Birmingham are losing, and they're getting down that way now, aren't they, as well? In League One, as things stand, Oxford are losing to Wycombe, which means Wycombe are currently top of the table with both Sunderland and Rotherham level. They're both 0-0. Wigan are winning in 4th and making up the ground. Interesting. Very, very interesting. As ever, keep your comments coming in. We'll talk about anything you like for the remainder of half-time. Any questions or any topics you want to talk about? I think we've got that first half all completely covered, haven't we? Let me have a little swig of drink. Lots of stories developing. Where will it all... Oh, my God. Where will it... Fulham 4, Bristol City 2. 41 minutes gone. There has been 6 goals in this Fulham game. Fulham are odds on. They're gonna score 100 goals this season. It's definitely going to happen. That's now... what did they start on today? Was it 58? I think SofaScore caught that goal. It's 4-2 to Fulham. Absolutely incredible. I'm going to say his name because he scored again. Alexander Mitrovic is on a hat-trick again. And this Fulham attack is just incredible. I'm going back in the Championship and I can remember Manchester City under Kevin Keegan. I don't know how many goals they scored. It was ridiculous. Their attack was incredible. And I'm remembering another Fulham team, actually, under Jean Tigana with Louis Saha and Louis Beaumorte, who's on the staff now. But this Fulham attack is just going to be the stuff of Championship legend. And come on. let's drill down into this, because this is worth. I think this is worth talking about what it is that Fulham are doing. It's really quite something, isn't it? So there it is today. 4 goals before half-time, on the basis that they scored 7 in midweek as well. Let's just click on Mitrovic, because it's almost comical now how good he is. So he scores a goal every 84 minutes before today. So he's now gone on to 26 for the season, Mitrovic, in 24 starts. Obviously, that scoring frequency number is going to drop today, isn't it, as well? Because he's literally scored 2 goals. His goal value today is a goal every 20 minutes, for God's sakes. But then looking at the numbers, and I'm going to do you... where's the league table? Do I get a league table on that screen? I don't. My apologies. Sorry for scrolling up and down and giving everyone a headache. Let's give you a real quick calculation. I'll just do it on my phone here. So Fulham have 62 goals in 25 games. That is 2.48 goals per game times 46. That's absurd. Look at that. The current projection, there's my mobile phone, 114 goals Fulham are on for scoring. So they're definitely going to get 100 goals, aren't they? Ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Goodness me. Right. What are we saying in the chat? Do I think Pirro is underrated? No. Absolutely, I don't. No, we've rated Pirro here since he arrived. And check out my video on the best championship strikers, and particularly the numbers. Patterson and Pirro showed up really, really well at Swansea. So Pirro very, very much rated here. That's just scary. I assume the Fulham 114 goal projection. Daniel, don't know if you've seen, but Poya said in his press conference that if we were to sign someone, they would be young and cheap. They use those words. Oh dear, no, I didn't see that. This Fulham team is surely going to be the most prolific in Championship. Can someone look that up? What is the most goals? Do you know what? I'm so lazy, aren't I? Let me do it right. Most goals in a Championship season. Bosh, give me the answer. Oh, hang on. Most team goals I need to put. Most team goals in a Championship season. It's not giving me an obvious answer on the first screen of Google, but yeah, just insanity. I'll do a bit of research on that. Standing again in the stands, what do you all think to that? As long as they've got the bars in and there are other options for people to sit if they want to sit, then it's fine with me. I think they've done enough testing on all of that stuff. Swans looking miles off it. What it feels like months now. Yeah, it's not a good run for Swansea at all, is it? I think they're behind. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my table over here. I think it's going to be a 4th straight defeat for Swansea today. Yeah. So unless they equalise, it is going to be 4 in a row. DJ, I wish we had 10% of what Fulham attack has at the Albion. Fulham 5, Bristol City 2. I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say. I've just spoken for 30 seconds about how ridiculous this Fulham team is in attack. I'm out. I'm done. I don't know what more I'm supposed to say. They're 5-2 up at half time. I've got no comments, and Mitrovic has scored a hat-trick in the first half. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke of an attack, isn't it? Utterly incredible from Fulham. Fulham 5, Bristol City 2. And I'm done. There's no more words. Fulham go 5-2 up. Crikey. Get your comments in if you've got any words. I don't think I have. They scored 7 in midweek. They've scored 5 by half-time. Mitrovic already has 27 goals, and it's January the 15th. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Dumbfounded by that. Absolutely dumbfounded by Fulham. Incredible. Right. What are we saying? Fulham sending shivers down my spine. We don't even have to play them. It's a terrifying team, aren't they? If Fulham can keep this attacking squad together, I can see them staying up in the Premier League comfortably. That sort of firepower will get them wins. Seems like that would be the best bet for them, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's that Man City team. Yeah, Berkovic, Bernabeu was a joke, wasn't he? But I think Fulham are going to outscore them, aren't they? Goodness me. How far behind Tony's goal scoring record? What did Tony get? 31? Well, he's 4 behind and he's got another 4. So Mitrovic needs to score 1 goal a month now to get to Tony's. It was 31 for Tony, wasn't it? Yeah. So Mitrovic is on 27 now in 24 games. Oh, dear. So comical. So comical. Goodness me. I think you said this will just anger Fulham after the first goal. I think we've got the answer. Double digits for Fulham in this game. There we go. Well done, DJ. He's looked it up. 134 for Peterborough in 1961. Okay. 128 for Villa. So I'd be interested to know in the last 40 or 50 years, what how many did that Man City team get with Kevin Keegan? They must have got 100 goals, mustn't they? Because I don't think the Steve Coppell Reading team, I don't think they were like massively prolific scorers. They just won pretty much every week, didn't they? But yeah, this is gonna. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Owen. 108. I think Sean Goater got. I think Goater got 30 and Huckabee got 25 in that team or something crazy, didn't they? That's got to be some kind of record, hasn't it? 108. I don't know whether the Sunderland team with Quinn and Phillips, I know they got 100 points, didn't they? But there we go. Ben HD just made a video about biggest defeats for every team. Yes, that is going to be needing updating. Reading scored 99. So was that in the 2006-7 season? Mitro, 3rd hat-trick this season, all at the Cottage. So envious. Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane. What about Clive Allen? Yeah. So that was 86, 87, was it? Clive Allen? I don't know what the exact number is. I don't think it was 60 plus, but it was an incredible number that Clive Allen scored, didn't he? Yeah, just so incredible story in the Championship now at Fulham. City only scored 3 against us. There you go. So just the 3. Yeah. So I think what we're saying, I don't know if this is 100% the record, but I think it's 108 from what we're saying in the chat. Certainly since the Premier League era started in 92, 93, I think 108 is the top score. The GOAT, what a player he was. Absolutely. Mitro is going to outscore us. Is he outscoring any teams at the moment? Mitrovic. Yeah, plenty. Look. Yeah, so Mitrovic has got 11 more goals than Barnsley at the moment. Right, we're into second halves now. Here we go. Go. And, that's a cat amongst the pigeons at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Plymouth 1. Plymouth get one back straight after half-time. Wednesday's lead cut in half. And you know what that does to the psychology of a game as well, doesn't it? Sheffield Wednesday 2, Plymouth 1. Let's update that on the screen. There we go. So first goal in the second half already. By the way, please hit the thumbs up button, and it's a thumb up for Newcastle. Newcastle 1, Watford 0. cat amongst the pigeons at the bottom of the Premier League. It's a really bad day for Watford now, as things stand. Watford are behind to Newcastle. Saint Maximin has scored, and Norwich are also winning. This is not good news for Watford at all. Let's have a look. Saint Maximin has scored on 49 for Newcastle United. So let's have a look at the bottom of the Premier League and see how that changes it. Newcastle are out of the bottom three as things stand. Take a look at that. Burnley 11, Norwich 13, Watford 13, and Newcastle with only one win completed so far this season. Is that right? No, 2-8. So no, I did 2 wins. Sorry, my bad. Are going to be out of... No, is that right? No, that's the win from today. So they've only won 1 game all season before today, and they're going to be out of the bottom 3. I think that tells you about the standard at the bottom. Teams are just not scoring any points. And I've said this for a while in terms of the Premier League. All anyone needs to do is be half average at the bottom for the rest of the season, and they will survive on the basis everybody else, if everybody else stays as poor as it has been. Incredible stuff. Goodness me. Right. Jim, Wednesday been dominant, not conceded a shot from Plymouth. Now, of course, it's 2-1. Yes. And you would have been well happy with 2-0 at half time. But if you come out and concede straight away, not good. Also, remember when Wolves had Paul Ince and Dennis Irwin playing for them in Division. Dennis Irwin in Division 1. Ooh, big goal at the top of League 1. And I think Sunderland have just gone back to the top of League 1. Sunderland lead at Accrington. Accrington 0. Sunderland 1 on 48 minutes. And I'm 90% sure, I've been wrong before, Aidan O'Brien, the former Millwall player, has scored. I'm 90% sure that's going to put them top of the table. Let's have a look at a live League 1 table. Stanley 0, Sunderland 1. And they're all taking it in turns here. Wycombe were top. Sunderland are now top. If Rotherham were to score, what's the goal difference there? Although Sunderland's is plus 20. No, yeah, Rotherham would go top if they take the lead. But at the moment, Sunderland are top of the table. They lead 1-0 against Accrington. Aidan O'Brien is your goal scorer. Have a look at the comments. Goodness me. Right, where should we start? Get in, you Geordie boys. Yeah, very good news for Newcastle, who are really going to get away with one this season if they do survive, aren't they? Tom, same old Wednesday, strong lead. Come out and we'll bottle it. Well, long way to go, Tom, but Wednesday do still lead on the edges of the playoffs in League 1. Gray with a goal ruled out. Interesting. So it sounds like QPR have had the ball in the net there. Still seeing no evidence Watford have improved since second. No, they haven't, have they? They haven't. He might even beat Guy Whittingham's record at this rate. You can see it happening, can't you? Can he get 15 between now and the end of the season, Mitrovic? He's got 5 this week, for goodness sake, hasn't he? Deary me. Record for least wins to have achieved survival. Yeah, I think that might get broken this season. Definitely a low tide in the Premier League, but you never know. Ben, who put that comment in, you never know. Sometimes you just get 3 or 4 weeks and all the teams will win together and everything moves. But it's looking like we could get some very low 20 points, 20 to 25 points at the bottom of the Premier League, and there may be some kind of gap. Gillingham 1, Burton 1. That takes me all the way back to the first goal of the day. Gillingham took the lead on 3 minutes, and now Burton have equalised on 50 in League 1. Gillingham 1, Burton 1. Where is that on my screen? There it is. Gillingham 1, Burton 1. We'll wait for a goal scorer on that one. Go back to your comments. From my research, the most team goals for the second division was Borough in 1926-27 with 122. Yes. As much as I do kind of accept the merits of people who argue you should take all of history into account. The game's changed a little bit, obviously, since then. But, I mean, could they get that close? For goodness sakes. They've got 5 already this afternoon. I've got to stop saying for goodness sakes, haven't I? Deary me. If you include the Division 1 era, you could do a heck of a show to decide an all-time best Championship 11. That sounds fun, doesn't it? I'm sure the comments would be very balanced and not emotional on that at all, wouldn't they? Good afternoon, Wayne. Mitro is outstanding. Yep. Yes, he is. Paddy, worried about Everton being dragged into the relegation race. We will see. Come on Wednesday, finish Plymouth off. Well, they were 2 up now. What will Bristol City do now? Shut up shop, you'd assume. But can they? It's just difficult, isn't it? When teams get going and they get that real crazy forward momentum. And Fulham just seem to get moments in these games this season where they do that. And just unstoppable, aren't they? Anyway, it's half-time in that game. And they're going to be back probably in a minute or so. Ludicrous. I tell you what, let's do a quick straw poll in the chat. What's the highest half-time scoreline you've witnessed in a game you've been at? I think I remember being at Swindon once and Ipswich were 4-0 up. That's probably the highest at a game I've been at. I'm trying to remember. Let me know. 7 goals in one half we've had today at Fulham. So that's going to be a hard one to beat. Tell me about any games you were at that were incredibly high scoring by half time. Lincoln 0, Cambridge 1 in League 1. No, disallowed. We will stop there. Did that Burton goal actually happen? I'm not seeing it on any of my screens I've got up here. Yes, it did. Hamer obviously disappeared off as we get a slight pause in proceedings and the goals stop flying in. Must be half-time at Fulham, mustn't it, hey? Fulham 6, Orient 0 at half-time. Only 1 goal. Hartlepool in the 90s 5-0 at half-time. Mike, obvious difference between Parker and Silva is that under Parker, we would now try and avoid conceding in the second half. Oh, God. Yeah. Fulham will attack for the entire rest of the game. Full stop, won't they? 4:15 in the Saturday Superstream. Please hit the thumbs up button. Helps us out. And keep your comments coming. Keep that chat churning with some good points of view for us to talk about. Mitro will get 40 by the end of the season. I mean, that's the question now, isn't it? Will Mitro go on and break Guy Whittingham's record? Oh, Norwich 2, Everton 1. Now, Norwich have really got to stand up and be counted in the rest of this game now, haven't they? They don't want to let that hurt their confidence too badly because Everton are now back in it. Norwich 2, Everton 1. I tell you what, if Everton were to score again, Newcastle fans will be absolutely laughing today, won't they? Norwich 2, Everton 1. Richarlison has scored for Everton on 60 minutes. 30 minutes to go for Everton to get back. Remember, Norwich had led 2-0 from minute 18 in that one. I went to Norwich Cole U in 2009, and it was 5-0 to Cole U. Oh, God, the classic Paul Lambert game. Norwich Reading 6-1 at halftime. Wasn't that the year that Reading got in the playoffs? Incredible. There you go. Well, that's 7 there. That equals Fulham and Bristol City today, wasn't it? 5-0 up versus Charlton in 2016. at half-time. Blackburn 3-4 in the Premier League in 97 at half. Incredible. So we have got some people who did see 7 goals in one half. Good news for Wigan. Doncaster 0, Wigan 2. So despite the fact now 2 out of the top 3 above them are winning, Wigan are also winning. So Rotherham really need to score and take the lead in their game today, because the other 3 of the top 4 are all leading in League One. Wigan have gone 2-0 up against Doncaster, if you didn't catch that one. Doncaster 0, Wigan 2. Let's pop that up on the screen. There is your live League One table. So, Wigan 48. Rotherham can go on to 53 if they take the lead, can't they? Wycombe 52. Sunderland 53. Good old race between that lot at the top. I think we could get, what do you reckon? 3 teams definitely over 85 points up the top there. It could be really tight at the top. They're all winning a lot, aren't they? And all projecting definitely to be above 80 points, if not mid to high 80 points by the end of the season. Could be a really good League One title race. Will Keane. Thank you, Stephen. I didn't get the name. Will Keane. John, Rotherham only have 1 shot on target so far. They need to make it count today. Rotherham. Tom, feel for Donny this season. No, it's been really bad for Doncaster this season. And, I mean, are they gone? They are 10 points adrift, Donny, with 21 games to go. And remember, ridiculously, I think there was a stat I saw that maybe late December or mid-December last season, they were 3rd or maybe even 2nd. It's been a right horrible fall-off for Doncaster. Guess who's warming up at the Albion? I wonder indeed. Brian, I thought Wright and Bright might have got close to 100. Just the 86. There we go. Was that the year they won the playoffs, the 2-legged playoffs? Might have been the first year of the playoffs, that one. Actually, was it 87, 88? Or was it 88, 89? I've done videos on this. Has that happened now? Is this a prophecy or has it actually happened? DK on for West Brom. Keep your eyes on the KPF Stadium. If that's true, if Daryl DK is now on. Wolves 2, Southampton 0. Do you know what? We never looked at that at the first half. What a good season Wolves are having. Does that put them above Manchester United? Let's have a look at the live Premier League table. They're VAR checking it, which is always a concern, isn't it? We'll give you a live league table anyway, which will show you that Wolves would be level on points with Manchester. Have Wolves only scored 16 goals? That can't be true, can it? Really? And only conceded 14? That just can't be right. What? I don't know if that league table's telling us lies there. I think the points are right. Not entirely sure that Wolves have only scored 16 goals all season, but hey, might be right. I might just have to be surprised. They're 2-0 up today. It's Wolves 2, Southampton 0. As we come up now, we're about half hour from the end of all of these games, of course, with the acknowledgement that Fulham and Bristol City kicked off 15 minutes late. So did Millwall and Nottingham Forest. That game's 0-0. Just the 7 goals down at Fulham so far. VAR check, but I think the goal stood. Someone else mentioned that one. Colm. 7 in the first half in Bobby Moore's last game. The great Bobby Moore, England's World Cup winning captain. Portsmouth 1, MK 2. So very much like the game between Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth in that playoff chase there. A goal back for Pompey. Pompey 1, MK 2. And big one right at the top. Wycombe 2, Oxford 0. Wycombe go 2-0 up. That's a big goal. Let's go right to the top of the League One table. That might be Wycombe out of sight against Oxford now. They're winning 2-0. Possibly game over. So Wycombe up in the ante there at the top of the League One. So they're on 52. Sunderland are leading, aren't they, at Accrington 1-0. Rotherham is still 0-0. So they're the only ones not winning at the top because Wigan are winning as well. Wycombe goal scorer was Hanlon on 60. And Pompey goal scorer, George Hurst, also on 60. I'm trying my best to keep up. We had a slow first 10 minutes, but it's been goals ever since, hasn't it? Doncaster 1, Wigan 2 now as well. Lots of teams getting themselves 2-0 up and then getting pegged back to 2-1, particularly in League One. So Doncaster have got one back against Wigan, also in the 60th minute, all going on in League One. We'll try and keep that ticker as up to date as we can. Let me know if you do see any goals that haven't managed to make it onto the ticker. Lots and lots and lots going on. But yeah, just keep your eyes on Fleetwood because it's Fleetwood 0, Rotherham 0. That's the only team at the top now not winning. And I suspect there'll be a goal in that game at some point. Won't there? Mike, when was the last team? Oh, they've scored 5 in consecutive halves, have they, Fulham? That's just ridiculous now, mustn't it? Must be a trend now. If Oxford claw one back, there's something fishy with these identical scores. Goals, goals, goals. Absolutely. We love them. Right. I think we're all up to date on the ticker. Who was the Doncaster scorer? Omar Bogle. You can still find him. My goodness. How about this for a scoreline? Are you sitting comfortably? Middlesbrough 0, Reading 1. The championship is really going overtime for ludicrous stories today. On the same day, we've had Bristol City winning at Fulham at one point. That didn't go well. And now we have Reading winning at Middlesbrough. They were the two home bankers. Reading, who manager under massive pressure, having lost 7-0 in midweek. Reading are winning. Reading have barely got a defence today as well, have they, in terms of available players? You have to say, well done, Reading. Middlesbrough 0, Reading 1. Andy Carroll is the goal scorer for the Royals. Didn't see that one coming, did you? I certainly didn't. Borough 0, Reading 1. That's going to make a difference as well with Peterborough losing at the bottom of the table. Middlesbrough have been in great form, so that one certainly isn't over. But let's just take a look down at the bottom of the table. That's really good news for Reading, isn't it? Have a look at that. Reading going to jump to 6th from bottom. If everything stays the same, it'll be 6 points. 6 points clear of Peterborough, who are losing as well. Cardiff have already lost today. Barnsley aren't playing. It's all, it was all bad news in the week for Reading, wasn't it? It's all good news, touch wood, at the moment for Reading. A bit of a surprise one there. Anyone got any reaction to that one? Sissoko missed a great chance for Newcastle. They really could do with a second goal there, don't they? I did. You saw that one coming, did you, David? Absolutely. This chap's interesting, Chris. He always comes into the stream and puts score lines that aren't happening. Unless, is that a prediction, Chris? I don't know. How confusing. There we go. We are 4:27 now. So, sorry, disgusting noise. I don't know why I did that anywhere near the microphone, but there you go. I forgot there were people watching me there for a second. So, yeah, we're about 20 minutes from the end of normal time in most of our games now. Derby 1, Sheffield United 0. This is like the most classic championship day you will ever see. Just mental storylines absolutely everywhere, for goodness sakes. Derby are winning again. And Derby have had horrible news for the past 24 hours or so. But on the pitch, they keep churning out the performances. Derby 1, Sheffield United 0. Derby, as things stand, take a look at that, are off the bottom of the table and they've been deducted 21 points. Just incredible. Derby lead. Tom Lawrence is the goal scorer. Derby 1, Sheffield United 0. Fair play, Derby, who are 9 points from Cardiff, 9 points from safety. Derby after a 21 points deduction. Incredible. Derby 1-0. Would love Derby to survive. Daniel, bottom of the league. He's a Barnsley fan. Insane from Derby. Yeah, just imagine if they survive. That would be an incredible feat. Rooney is doing an amazing job. Yes, he is. And he's on, and he's made a good start, says Hamza. DK into the game there. What about Derby, N? Incredible stuff. Proper fighting spirit from Derby. You're telling me, seems like the more bad news Derby get, the more kind of those players dig in, don't they? Incredible. The greatest of all escapes. Can they do it? I wonder. Look, the fact we're even having it as a serious conversation means they've done incredible already. I was not remotely discussing it for at least the first 2 months of the season, thinking, nah, never happening, never. Especially, and then the second deduction came in, and you're like, nah, all gone. Jeb, think DK will grab a goal. That's what he's there for. See if he can make a scoring debut. James, we're in trouble. Bowie keeps playing a system that does not work. Yeah, Birmingham are losing. Right. It's 4:30. Let's do a quick sweep and we'll let you know how everything stands at the moment. Plenty can still change. There's plenty of games with only one goal in them. Let's give you a decent view of the screen here. So it's Newcastle 1, Watford 0, Norwich 2, Everton 1. At the moment, it's a really bad day for Watford. If Everton score, it's going to be a really good day for Newcastle as well, down at the bottom there. In the Premier League, Wolves 2, Southampton 0. Wolves are going 8th. In the Championship, earlier on, Blackburn beat Cardiff, Luton beat Bournemouth. At the moment, it's Derby 1, Sheffield United 0. And as we speak, guess who scored? It's Fulham 6, Bristol City 2 now. And if Fulham score again, they will have scored 7 goals in a game for the third time in a season. Fulham have just gone 6-2 up. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 0. Middlesbrough 0, Reading 1. Surprise, surprise. Millwall 0, Forest 0. Posh 1, Cov 2. Preston 1, Birmingham 0. QPR 0, West Brom 0. We'll get you the Fulham goal scorer in just a second. They are 6-2 up. In League One, it says Naskins Cabano has got his second. Remember, Fulham are 15 minutes behind as well. So that goal is timed at 57 minutes. There's still 33 minutes to go. Should Fulham decide they want to score 7 for the second game running for the third time this season. League One, sorry. Wimbledon 0, Morecambe 0, Stanley 0, Sunderland 1. Sunderland the top as things stand. Bolton 0, Ipswich 0, Cheltenham 1, Charlton 0, Crewe 0, Shrewsbury 0, Doncaster 1, Wigan 2, Fleetwood 0, Rotherham 0. If Rotherham score, they go top. Gillingham 1, Burton 1, Lincoln 0, Cambridge 0, Pompey 1, MK 2, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Plymouth 1, Wickham 2, Oxford 0. All go at the top of the table. Let me just update that ticker for the 8th time in the Fulham and Bristol City game. I think my ticker still says 2-2. Smart, isn't it, hey? Do correct the ticker if you do see an incorrect result that we haven't caught up on as the goals fly in today. There we go. 2-2, just done it. David, it's worrying that we need another teams to pick up a deduction to save us. That isn't sustainable. I'm supposed to leave my bias at the door, but Bolton 1, Ipswich 0, and that would be a first defeat for Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna. Bolton 1, Ipswich 0 on 74 minutes. We'll await the goal scorer in that one. Any more comments? This is going to be 10-0 on... Oh, yeah, have fun, anyone playing Fulham at the moment. Bristol City must wish they weren't the late kickoff. Yes. We await that Bolton goal scorer. My lot are losing, and there's only 15 minutes to go. Bolton 1, Ipswich 0. As we come into the last 15 minutes now of a lot of games that are going. In fact, we're close to the last 10 in a few of them. Kieran Lee is the Bolton goal scorer on 74 minutes. And I think we are all up to date. I may be getting ahead of myself, but Fulham look like going back 7+. We will see. We've had a 15-minute head start, and Fulham have still outscored us by 6. There you go. George, West Brom lacking a creative midfielder badly. I suppose that would be Alex Mowat, wouldn't it? But he is suspended today. Let's do a quick sweep of scores. So you can see how everything is standing. Plenty of games still with only one goal in them. Newcastle 1, Watford 0, Norwich 2, Everton 1, Wolves 2, Saints 0, Derby 1, Blades 0, Fulham 6, Bristol City 2. Sorry, it's laughable every time. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 0, Middlesbrough 0, Reading 1, Millwall 0, Forest 0, 15 minutes behind there as well. Posh 1, Coventry 2, North End 1, Birmingham 0, QPR 0, Baggies 0. In League One, Wimbledon 0, Morecambe 0, Accrington 0, Sunderland 1, Bolton 1, Ipswich 0, Cheltenham 1, Charlton 0, Crewe 0, Shrewsbury 0, Doncaster 1, Wigan 2, Fleetwood 0, Rotherham 0, Gillingham 1, Burton 1, Lincoln 0, Cambridge 0, Pompey 1, MK 2, Wednesday 2, Plymouth 1, Wickham 2, Oxford 0. Keep your comments coming. I think there'll be a late goal in the Rangers game. There's been another goal at Derby. Derby 2, Sheffield United 0. This run Derby are on at the moment is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely. And Sheffield United went into this game. I know they've had a load of games cancelled, but if you look at their form in the league, they went into this game in really good form as well. And Derby are now 2-0 up. Incredible work from the Derby players and Wayne Rooney the manager. It's Derby 2, Sheffield United 0. And Derby are now hot favourites to not be bottom of the league at the end of the 3 p.m. games today. Derby lead 2-0. Sensational stuff at Pride Park. Just try and find out the goal score. I'm sure it will land in our laps any second. Not quite. Equaliser for Swansea. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 1. Tom Lawrence has actually got both goals for Derby. Lawrence is on a hat-trick. And a Swansea equaliser at Huddersfield. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 1. And I know that name. Flynn Downs has scored for Swansea. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 1. I think we're all up to date, hopefully, on the ticker. Let us know if there's any we haven't caught up on. Swans level and Lawrence again. Derby, no matter what happens, have given everything. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. That is going to be a 4th win in 5 games. 13 points in those last 5 games for Derby. Incredible. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Plymouth 1. We had some worried Wednesday fans when Argyle scored just after half-time. However, they will be less worried now. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Plymouth 1 in League 1. That sets up Wednesday in a good spot outside those playoff positions. Stanley red card, is it? Interesting. Good news for Sunderland that Sam Hutchinson. Hutchinson. I'm so used to saying Hutchison. Remember Don Hutchison? And there was no N. But this is Hutchinson. There we go. He's scored for the Wednesday. And they are 3-1 up. Mike. Thank you very, very much. Mike, £10 on the super chat. That's very, very kind indeed. Very kind. Thank you so, so much. Mike, £10 on a Fulham FC high. There we go. Thank you so, so much, Mike. That's really, really kind. You can support, same as Mike did via super chat, if you're on a high as well. Who knows? Very, very kind of you, Mike. Thank you very much. Wednesday got their 2-goal gap back. Wild Bill. Come on, you Rams. Absolutely. Oh, comeback at Gillingham. Gillingham 1, Burton 2. Burton trailed or were not level for all bar 3 minutes of that game. They're now 2-1 up. Bolton 2, Ipswich 0, less said. Peterborough 1, Coventry 3. So it looks like Bolton are home and host. It also looks like Coventry are home and host as well. 3 goals all flying in at the same time there. Burton went 2-1 up. I think that was in the 80th minute. We'll try and get you all of those goal scorers ASAP. 3 all flew in. Nathan Thompson, own goal, has put Coventry 3-1 up. So it looks like down at the bottom of the table, famous last words I know, it looks like Derby are definitely winning and it looks like Peterborough are definitely losing. So, I mean, read into that what you like. We'll have a look at the table in a sec. Let me just update these goals. One of them for Coventry, a second goal for Bolton against Ipswich, and a second goal for Burton against Gillingham. And we wanted to have a look at the bottom of the championship table. And here you have it. There we go. So Peterborough are 2 behind now, and Derby are 2 up. Hull play tomorrow. Barnsley aren't playing. Cardiff have already played. Reading are winning. That's the only wrinkle left, really, at the bottom of the table. Were Middlesbrough to equalise, Reading would drop into the teams on 3 points. But Were Middlesbrough to equalise? Middlesbrough 1, Reading 1. So you can probably watch that league table change in front of your eyes. There you go. Middlesbrough have equalised. Middlesbrough 1, Reading 1. Manful attempt by Reading today. But Borough have just equalised. And I suspect, knowing the mood that both clubs are in at the moment, they'll fancy a winner with a few minutes to go. We'll give you the... it was Afolayan who scored the second for Bolton. Brayford for Burton. Matt Crooks is the guy who's got the equaliser for Borough. Crooks has made it Middlesbrough 1, Reading 1. Sheffield Wednesday are really doing this the hard way today, aren't they? Sheffield Wednesday 3, Plymouth 2. Now, Wednesday have got themselves into a 2-goal lead twice, and Plymouth have pulled them back to 1 goal twice. Can they go the whole hog? I think that one went in on 83 minutes at Hillsborough. It's Wednesday 3, Plymouth 2. Let's just see how that goal affects Middlesbrough. So they are in 7th. If Middlesbrough were to score a winner, they would jump up. How's my maths on this goal difference? They would be level on points with QPR in 5th. So they'd jump up to 6th and into the playoff places. Okay. Sheffield Wednesday 4, Plymouth 2 now. They've got a 2-goal lead again, Sheffield Wednesday. It was a Marvin Johnson own goal that had brought Plymouth to within a goal of Wednesday, and then Wednesday have gone right up the other end and made it 4-2. So there you have it. Sheffield Wednesday are 2 goals up again for the 3rd time today. Can they defend? Can they defend a 2-0 lead? History suggests no, but the fact that there's only 6 more minutes to go suggests they might be able to. Josh Windass has scored, and as I speak, Wolves 2, Southampton 1. Saints have got 1 back with 6 minutes to go against the Wolves. Wolves 2, Southampton 1. Keep your comments coming in. We're into pretty much the last 5 minutes now in all of our games. Do remember, James Ward-Prowse, by the way, is the goal scorer for Southampton. England's James Ward-Prowse. Oh, big goal at the top of League One. Accrington Stanley 1, Sunderland 1. And the last thing we heard about that game was that Stanley had gone down to 10 men. So that is very good news for Wycombe and Rotherham up the top in League One. Wycombe best of all, because they are the ones who are leading at the moment. Quite how Sunderland have managed to turn a 1-0 advantage against 10 men, I don't know. Oh, Newcastle 1, Watford 1. Woof in the Premier League. It's going to be the dream day for Norwich now, not Newcastle. Watford have equalised. That is really, really bad news for Newcastle. And also Birmingham have equalised at Preston late on. Glut of goals there. 3 in the space of about 10 seconds in our game. So it's Preston 1, Birmingham 1. I meant to check the top of League One. I promise we'll get there. But let's have a look at the bottom of the Premier League first and see what that Watford goal, that's going to take them out of the bottom 3, isn't it? Surely does. Look at that. Now it's 11, 12, 13, 14 again, like it was when Norwich were leading earlier in the game, and it was 0-0. João Pedro is the Watford goal scorer, and that goal takes them out of the bottom 3. Well played, Watford. Can they hang on? I think it went in, in the 88th minute. Scott Hogan, brother, much maligned for his finishing sometimes by some people, has equalised. Preston 1, Birmingham 1. It was Mitchell Clark who equalised for Accrington Stanley. And I think we've caught up now after a real glut of goals. Let's have a look at the top of League One after that goal against Sunderland for Accrington Stanley. What have we got going on there? We've got Wycombe out on top now. Sunderland obviously were on 53. Oh, late goal in the Championship. And QPR have taken the lead against West Brom. QPR 1, West Brom 0. Woof. I had West Brom and Daryl DK making the difference today, but no. QPR have got players away at AFCON. It doesn't matter. They are winning QPR and they're going to go up to 4th. West Brom do not want to take part in this automatic race yet, do they? Lincoln 0, Cambridge 1. A 90th minute goal for Cambridge as well. All going on. Burton have scored to make it 3-1. I can't keep up. Charlie Austin is the goal scorer for the billionth time in his career. Against his former club, actually. Austin was, of course, at West Brom. Ironside, he was the guy that scored at Newcastle in the Cup, has scored for Cambridge as well. We'll await the Burton scorer, but goals in all of those games. So big late goal at the top of the Championship. It was 4th versus 5th. But at the start of the day, it was West Brom that were 4th and QPR that were 5th. And now it looks like we're going to end the day with QPR 4th and West Brom 5th. If I got all of that right, which I'd be very surprised if I did. Cambridge, late goal for them. They are winning in the 90th minute at Lincoln. Anybody know the Burton scorer? I just don't think they've got a line to Burton, have they? To the Soccer Saturday screen. They've been delayed on all of those goals. Gillingham 1, Burton 3, Colchester 0, Barrow 2 as well in League 2. Woof. The comments have gone absolutely mad. Sorry, about 50. I'm way behind after all of those goals. My bad. Big Val getting the sack. Well, if they're not in the automatic chase, the West Brom higher-ups won't be happy. If they're not in the playoff chase, then yeah, but they are still well in that playoff chase. Let's have a look, actually, at the top of the Championship after that QPR goal. So as things stand, let's just be very fair about this. Well, I say fair. Let's be very reasonable about this. Fulham are not going to give up a 6-2 lead against Bristol City, are they? So let's assume Fulham are going to be 51 points at the end of the day. They're back over 2 points per game. Bournemouth and Blackburn tied up on 49 as Coventry go 4-1 up. Really gnarly day. Joined about 5 words together there. Gnarly day for Peterborough today. Peterborough 1, Coventry 4. And there you go, look. So QPR are going to go up into 4th. West Brom are losing. And God, that'd be 2 points in the last 4 games for them. Huddersfield are drawing. Wednesday have pegged them back. Middlesbrough drawing. Very good day for Coventry, isn't it? All the teams above them and around them either not playing or not winning, basically. So good day for Coventry, who are 4-1 up. Matt Godden, again, excellent work from him in the 91st minute. Coventry lead 4-1. So I say this every week. Where's the late goal? Is there going to be a late goal, or was it QPR taking the lead against West Brom? Is that going to be the big, vital, match-winning late goal in any of our games? Or was the biggest goal the equaliser for Watford against Newcastle? We got a late goal. It doesn't change the outcome at Wolves. Wolves go 3-1 up against Southampton. So Wolves look like they're home and hosed. They've got themselves a 2-goal lead in stoppage time, or just going into stoppage time. Adama Traore is the goal scorer. Oft criticised for his end product. Do you know, I think he's only scored about 10 or 12 goals in his career, Traore, something crazy like that. But he's got one today. Full times starting to come through now. Hopefully everything is right with the ticker. Ooh. It just flashed up there that Birmingham had the ball in the net and then it said disallowed. That would be quite the turnaround at Preston. Birmingham only equalised in the 86th minute. They've gone to Chris Boyd. Norwich are into 96 minutes now. Could be a vital win for Norwich. Surely they're nearly done there. They wouldn't be going to Chris Boyd if it wasn't all over there. And it is all over at Newcastle. And that's a good result for Watford. Newcastle won. Watford won. João Pedro equalised in the 88th minute. Oh, Middlesbrough 2, Reading 1. They keep doing it, Middlesbrough, don't they? It's a late winner again for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough 2, Reading 1. It's another defeat for Reading, and the Borough have done it again. Middlesbrough 2, Reading 1. And I think that's going to put them into the playoff positions. Middlesbrough 2, Reading 1. Full time at Derby. Well played, Derby. Fair dues to them. Full time at Peterborough and at Preston. Coventry have won at Peterborough. Preston and Birmingham have drawn. That late goal by Matt Crooks, I think you guys are telling me. Cheltenham 1, Charlton 1. Equaliser, 90th minute equaliser for Charlton in League One. So there you have it. Huddersfield dropped out of the playoff positions, and Middlesbrough winning the last minute again. And we covered them against Blackpool, where they came back to do it in stoppage time, having had Blackpool equalise against the Middlesbrough and Chris Wilder. Something in the air there. And Middlesbrough are going into the top 6. Full times coming in everywhere now. Jim, thank you so much. Blooming exciting it has been, hasn't it? They're still going at Norwich. I think they're coming up 98 minutes now at Norwich. Norwich are still winning. It's going to be a good day for them down at the bottom of the Premier League. Oh, goodness me. Right, let's see if we can get a sweep going and go through all of these results. I don't know what's going on at Norwich. They're staying with Chris Boyd, and they're getting up towards 100 minutes. Chuck Sanike, who scored for Charlton in the 94th minute. He only re-signed there, didn't he? Yesterday or the day before, I think, from Birmingham. Incredible. Bolton 2, Ipswich 0. Move on. Right, let's try and go through as many full times as we can. And sometimes SofaScore is a bit behind. So it's full time Norwich 1, Watford 1. Newcastle 1, Watford 1. It's full time at Norwich. They've won. I can see a Norwich player flat on his back there. A big win for Norwich. Norwich 2, Everton 1. That's a full time 2. Wolves 3, Southampton 1. Well, we don't think it's full time, but there's 2 goals in it. There's a bedsheet action in the Everton stand. Not very complimentary to Rafa the Gaffer there. As Adam Eder is getting congratulated at Norwich. I think he scored the winning goal there. Full time at QPR. They've won. So in the Championship, I think it's only the games that were delayed 15 minutes that are still going. So I'll give you everything, including the half 12s. Cardiff 0, Blackburn 1, Luton 3, Bournemouth 2, Barnsley and Blackpool postponed, Derby 2, Sheffield United 0. Well played, Derby again. Fulham 6, Bristol City 2. Will they get a 7th? Only 7 minutes to go there. Huddersfield 1, Swansea 1. Huddersfield dropped out of the top 6. Why? We'll tell you in a minute. Millwall 0, Forest 0. I think I missed one out. Why? Because Middlesbrough scored in the last minute to beat Reading 2-1. Peterborough 1, Coventry 4. Not the one really for Peterborough, who've been pretty decent at home. Oh, my goodness me. Fleetwood 1, Rotherham 0. We were wondering whether Rotherham would take things on and go back to the top of the of League One, after Wycombe led and Sunderland led. But they've just gone behind against Fleetwood. Incredible stuff. So it looks like a really good day for Wycombe at the top of League One. We'll get to League One right now. In fact, quickly, Preston 1, Birmingham 1, and a big late goal by Charlie Austin for QPR to put them into the top 4, I think, QPR. Yes, indeed. So in League One, I think the most important goal has just been scored. I think Fleetwood's late goal is going to be the big story now. Wimbledon 0, Morecambe 0, Stanley 1, Sunderland 1. This is really the perfect day for Wycombe, this, isn't it? And Wigan, so to speak. Bolton 2, Ipswich 0, Cheltenham 1, Crewe 0, Shrewsbury 0, Doncaster 1, Wigan 2, Fleetwood 1, Rotherham 0. Late goal. Anthony Pilkington, 95th minute. It says, wow. We'll go to the league table there in just a sec. Gillingham 1, Burton 3. I've got goals flashing up left, right, and centre here, and full times particularly. Pompey 1, MK 2, Sheffield Wednesday 4, Plymouth 2, Wycombe 2, Oxford 0. And I think Wycombe are going to end the day top of the table. We'll do all the tables in turn quickly. We'll just look at the bottom of the Premier League and our dearly departed teams. Very good day for Norwich. They've won. Watford and Newcastle have drawn, and Burnley haven't played. Look at that, 11, 12, 13, 14 at the bottom of the table there in the Premier League. Norwich fans, for once, will be happy, I think, today. Although Everton fans are not very happy with Rafa the Gaffer there. Fulham are going top of the Championship. They're 6-2 up with 7 minutes to go. Bournemouth lost, Blackburn won, QPR won late on. West Brom dropped to 5th, and they are 7 points off the automatic places. Middlesbrough move into the playoff spots. Huddersfield drop out, 4-point gap down to Coventry, although a Forest late goal would throw them into the mix. In fact, God, everything would be, we were into alphabetical order mode there. It is full time. Fleetwood have beaten Rotherham in League One. We'll look at the top of the League One table in just a sec. Down at the bottom of the table, look at Derby. Off the bottom, and oh my goodness me, Millwall 0, Forest 1. That late goal we spoke about has actually come. Forest have scored in the 91st minute to beat Millwall. Goodness me. And I don't even know how I think they've got exactly the same goals for and against and points. It's a late goal for Nottingham Forest. I don't know the goal scorer, but we will find out in just a sec. That could be a massive win for Forest late on at Millwall. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. I think they've won in the 91st minute. If SofaScore's got wind of that, yes, they have. I guess Coventry are above them on alphabetical order there. Or is it head-to-head? Did Coventry beat Forest earlier in the season? They did, didn't they? Yes, okay. I think I'm right about that. Lewis Grabban, 91st minute. I think he played for Millwall back in the day, didn't he? I think Coventry will be above Forest on the head-to-head if my assumption is correct there. We were just going to look down at the bottom of the table where Derby have got a 4th win in 5 games. They're off the bottom despite a 21-point deduction. Reading lost in the last minute. So the gap between Peterborough, who lost 4-1, and Reading is 3 points. Hull play tomorrow. Is up for grabs for Hull, isn't it? Things have gone well for Hull today with Reading and Peterborough losing. Can they get the win? Goodness me. Right, finally, before we go, we will look at the top of League One. He says, scrolling around aimlessly on the other screen, where it's been a really good day for Wycombe. Wycombe winning 2-0 against Oxford. Sunderland were 1-0 up, and Accrington went down to 10 men, and Accrington then equalised. Rotherham lost in the last minute, in the 95th minute, to be completely truthful about it. Rotherham lost to Fleetwood. So a good day for Wycombe and a good day for Wigan. How have Plymouth managed to lose 4-2 and end up, I think Plymouth might have moved up a place, have they? If that table is strangely moving. I don't know. Someone double check that for me. Down at the bottom, I think Morecambe and Wimbledon. Am I right in saying, yeah, they drew 0-0, so no mover in that big relegation battle. Goodness me. Thank you, everybody, for joining the Saturday Superstream today. Big story in the Premier League. I guess Norwich fans are going to be happy down at the bottom there. In the Championship, Fulham score 6 again, and I think the game's still going there. Blackburn win again. QPR win late, and Middlesbrough win late as well. Everybody losing down at the bottom. Big story at the top of League One. Wycombe have a pretty much perfect day. They win, and the two around them don't. Thank you all for joining me. We'll be back next week with the Saturday Superstream on the 22nd. Oh, I need to go and have a rest. Let me know if you want to shout out. We'll click them up on the screen in the advert. And it's a lovely big thank you for watching, and over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.